Warm regards to everyone. I am Rosie Giri from Nepal Live Today. Today we are joined by a president of FWEAN. FWEAN stands for a Federations of Women Entrepreneurs Association of Nepal. She is an interior designer by profession and a social entrepreneur by passion. Neeru Rayamajhi Khatri, welcome to our show.
Thank you, Rosie.
How have you been?
Oh, fantastic.
How's monsoon treating you?
Well, very well actually. It's lovely. It's green all over the places, especially the women also in green attire and green jewelry. So it's wonderful actually.
Yeah, I can see this greeneries in your.
But this is just by
attire.
coincidence, I think.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. But yes, so you've been into this business sector for how long?
It's been more than 3 decades.
Wonderful. It's been more than 3 decades. Let's start with that. So you spending a lot of decades in business as a woman. For now, what is the current status of women in business here in Nepal?
Well, the period I joined was in the early 90s, and the business there then was slowly starting. I mean, it was to be a unique opportunity for women, you know. Women in business were like kind of very rare and very special. But now when I just look at it now, this current period, we have quite a few women entrepreneurs and women in businesses. So it's not so unique kind of thing, you know. Now it's going hand in hand with the men's world.
Yes, that is what we expect to see also. You know, there should not be any gender left behind. The men and women both have equal contributions to make this world better. And I hope that works equally as well in the business sector.
Absolutely, because, well, I mean, what I said was, of course, it has progressed a lot, but it needs to go beyond this also, you know. So we need to you know, there's a lot of gap and we're still working on it. Actually, we have not reached to the very ideal stage. We need to work hard.
Yes, we hope to reach to that stage
Sure.
soon. So for now, you are the president of FWEAN. Let us share about what FWEAN is.
Well, FWIN stands for Federation of Women Entrepreneurs Association of Nepal, and it's a platform of women entrepreneurs and women in businesses. They come from all walks of businesses. We have women entrepreneurs from the handicraft section, agro product, you know, and agriculture, tourism, and even service business and trading also. So this is a platform where women entrepreneurs come together, become members, and they learn each other from each other by sharing their experiences and contributing also to the nation through their expertise, their time, and it's a very I would say it's a very powerful platform for women entrepreneurs. Because like any other business association organization, the women entrepreneurs can join by becoming members, and I would really highlight the aspect of women sharing, you know, women to women kind of things. Whether it's about the opportunity, even the challenges, you know, sharing their very unique stories of women who understand each other.
Okay, wonderful. So there are numerous organizations which actually advocates for women empowerment and which actually advocates for women in business, be it, you know, entrepreneurships, latest startups and all, right? So what is the unique approaches of the FWIN?
Well, FWIN established with the main objective of advocacy for women who are in businesses, and that is one of our very important aspect or objective. And the other part is about the capacity building. It's not only advocacy, of course. Through advocacy we reach to the right place, you know, and try to solve the issues. But besides that, we have capacity building for women entrepreneurs. It could be training, it could be different kind of opportunities for them to come in the forefront to make their businesses smooth and successful. And the other aspect is also about networking, that is outreaching, because in a business, you need to go out of your little circle to reach out, to find new ideas and new contacts, to market your product or even get raw materials from the vendors. So it's about networking. And the other important part of FWEAN is business. We say it's a business development center. That means through FWEAN, we deliver service to women entrepreneurs in whichever aspect. It could be through counseling, mentoring, disseminating important informations, etc., etc.
So inspiring women to involve in a business has been one of the mission of our FWEAN, right? So in that context, do you actually inspire women to be into this business world, or the women who are already doing business in Nepal, those women are inspired through FWEAN?
Actually, it works both ways. There are cases where very just raw people, we had no inclination towards businesses, and we were looking for opportunity to do something.
Okay.
They don't even know what they wanted to do. So when they came and participated in some kind of programs, it could be creation for new enterprises, or it could be just networking and getting in touch with the FWEAN fraternity members. It inspired them to do something. So that is really the inspiration energy the FWEAN shares with such women, ladies. So they want to do something, but looking at people doing businesses and looking at the possibilities, they are driven towards it. So that's one aspect. And the other one is, if you are already an existing entrepreneur and you want to upscale, you want to boost your organization, or you want to just come and contribute your expertise and your sharing, your learning experiences, so that also works. So it's both sides.
So as you said that this is the FWEAN works for the both side, for the people in the rural communities, or the people, women who live in the rural part of the Nepal, who might have the wonderful idea, but they lack the resources, they lack the opportunities, they lack a lot of things compared to the women who lives in the capital part of this country. So on that context, FWEAN really helps in generating capitals and funding the business of women.
There's a lot of things to be done actually, especially in the rural side, or even we call it poor communities in the urban side also. Those people who are like marginalized, and we are seeking opportunities to grow, especially in the economic sector. FWEAN does not really kind of directly fund. But we have other kind of services, we have other kind of opportunities we offer them. And through these kind of opportunities, say like if you are a woman in a remote place called even in Jumla and Humla, and they want to come and join FWEAN or FWEAN's our district chapters, what we do is we encourage them. So we try to even identify what the resources is, what is their strength, and so we invite them, and we kind of give them counseling, and we try to connect them through contacts which is very available in their areas. It could be through training, it could be even just participating in a program, a seminar or kind of a workshop. So they are kind of inspired, and they are aware, and that's how it starts. But of course, FWEAN does facilitate, like you said. What about funding? Funding is one of the major issue and key aspect for any businesses.
Exactly.
And here in Nepal, we have a issue for women entrepreneurs, you know, to get access to finance, because we don't have property rights for women. So FWEAN plays a very crucial, important role in advocating this issue, even to the government and even to financial institutes, you know, to get the, you know, a good product for women entrepreneurs where they can afford, where they can, you know, take this opportunity to grow their businesses.
Wonderful. But then the major concern, you know, the idea is not enough for the business, and the funding is one of the things which actually play a very crucial role. In that part, what kind of role that our government is playing, or are you or the association like FWEAN is planning to bridge that gap for those women who are the funding seekers and who have the amazing idea?
Yes, FWEAN, right from the day one, FWEAN has been working, you know, to get this kind of facility, this kind of opportunity to women entrepreneurs. Like if you want to start a business, or if you want to upscale your the current business, the first thing comes to anybody's mind is the funding. The capital is so important, right? And so FWEAN has been advocating for this facility to the government, and through this advocacy, we brought out one program which is called Women Entrepreneurship Development Fund, you know, which the government, through government, the women entrepreneurs could access to this fund without collateral and without any kind of other very formal procedures. Very simply, they could access to this fund up to 5 lakhs, which was very, very helpful actually.
Exactly.
So, and now we realized that was for one sector of businesses, but now again we are working on pushing the government, pushing financial institutes to get even apart from the traditional you know, credit loan, there could be other aspects of funding also. Like there's a lot of venture capital coming, and you know, other kind of very innovative ideas are there, you know, for funding. So FWEAN is working on, we organize a lot of workshops and roundtable, get the expertise, you know, and try to get our ideas, our issues there, so that they come out with a better product for women entrepreneurs, so they get the fund easily and do their businesses successfully.
Does our government really listen the issues of women, or the issues that women are facing in the business sector?
Government does, it might just sound a little not real, but of course government does listen to the issues, especially now, you know, because now the time has come that there's no the option for the government. They have to listen, and they have to deliver our you know, our requests and our demands. So government does listen, and for that purpose, I'm very happy to share with you that government has put FWEAN in a lot of policy. We are policy partners for the government.
Wonderful.
So we are in quite a few as a board member. So through that, we give our recommendations and our ideas, our suggestions, and the government is really putting, I mean, it might, it will not come overnight or something like that. They are trying very hard, and of course they need to, you know, focus this section, and we will be always, you know, driving it forward.
Let's talk about this, you know, women in entrepreneurships for now, and the women in entrepreneurships, you know, back a decade was a very different thing. The entrepreneurships and business used to be the part of a gender roles, right? The business and this thing is something which is mostly done by a male rather than a female. There was a lot of gender issues, right? And even today we can see that, and some of them even experience it till date. So what are the core challenges women faces while coming and entering into the business?
Well, first it starts from home, because whether we like it or not, most of the domestic task is handled by a woman, you know. So it's in many cases, I would not say everywhere, but in many cases. So that's the, you know, multitask she's handling. So it's very difficult for a woman to just leave that task behind and go out in the world to do a business. So, so that is one of the a challenge, I should say, which is continuing. But now a lot of facilities and lot of what do you say, opportunities are there. So that kind of challenges are being handled. There's an option to take up those challenges. So for instance, I'm talking about daycare for a woman, for a working woman. If you look back, some decades ago, there was not so much, and even there was, it's not up to the standard, to the quality kind of thing. But now you see there are quite a few daycare where women can trust to keep her child there. Okay, so that is one. And also even the system at home, the families, they encourage and they do not really kind of stop women to go out now, because that is the first step she has to take. To go out, to take the approval or even the permission, So if now it's not a big thing, because now the family has also understood that if she goes out to work, to whether it's for business, for or for other kind of employment, she's getting salary, she's bringing resources home to to support the family also. So that, I think, it's understood. So the spouse, the in-laws, if she's married or if she's not married, single, her parents, other family members, that's a big support. I think that is changed now. Culturally, it has changed a lot. So that makes easier for women to go out and do a business.
Wonderful. So the hippocratic culture that men tends to give space to a woman, and the work culture, but the women have to fight a lot within a team to get that space, and that actually happens even today. A lot of women are fighting to get their space, according to their strength, according to their quality, according to even though if I have that quality, even though if I deserve something, sometimes I have to fight to get it. And the peoples who verbally say that we support women or give space for them, but women actually have to fight a lot to get in there.
Yes.
Have you experienced this?
Okay. Well, personally, not really, except for a few cases. Sometimes it happens, and then kind of you take it forward. But yes, I do understand, because the people who are talking about gender equality outside, I know cases where they are completely different when they are inside their house.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's very difficult, it's very challenging, and it's very hurtful for the people also.
Exactly.
It's if that person was not into gender equality, if not educated, if very unaware person or people doing that kind of treatment to the family members, especially we are talking about women, would have been excusable. But a person who goes out in the world and gives that kind of, has a tag that they're working on Jessie, gender equality, and very liberal person.
Exactly.
Come, doing that kind of treatment, or creating problem to her women family members. It's absolutely very, very hurtful. I mean, there's
Exactly.
nothing, we have no words to say actually.
Yes, how do you think can tackle with such a thing, because this will actually bring a lot of hurdles for women?
Well, it's a mindset actually, I would say. Everything comes with a positive and a negative mind kind of thing. So in this kind of cases, what I feel personally is the victim who has been victimized by her family members, to not let her work, or some kind of a dominance, those kind of things. She has to be very determined, and probably she can, now there are a lot of support also outside.
Exactly.
There's counselors and their legal help also. So if she takes in those kind of things, she'll be supported, but to get that, to seek that and to get that kind of help and support is also not easy.
Exactly.
Yeah. But there is, I mean, if a person is determined that I should go and solve this problem for me, because I will not want to keep on having this kind of life, with me, for my children or for my family. So she should be determined to go out, seek help, and solve the once for all. I mean, if things are not working for her, if there's friction and if there's discouragement, dominance, those kind of things, she should take the right action, the right step, to solve it for once for all.
Women who are living in a rural area, it's so hard for them to break these social norms and social ties, right? If that exists in capital part, we cannot imagine the conditions of a woman living in the rural area. In that context, how does the association like FWEAN can take it?
Yes, these things, this kind of issues are happening all over Nepal, especially in the remote areas when they are unaware and they have to face this kind of hurdles even from their own family members.
Exactly.
So what FWEAN believes is, once you are economically independent, okay, once you are earning money, you're getting the resources, money for your children, to buy food, for the quality of your life, she will slowly get respect from the family, because that money, is very important. That resource is very important.
So money, is that playing that significant role?
It is. It's not money. If she gets money in the sense, it's a contribution to make her family life, her quality of her children's education, health. If she's contributing, I think those kind of factors really kind of plays an important role to stop this other, the aspects, the dominance, the ill treatment, those kind of things. So it's not going to be a miracle overnight, but slowly it will change. And we have seen cases that once say a daughter-in-law who was badly dominated and ill-treated by her in-laws. That's a very standard kind of a story, once she goes out, earns money, and gets into things, the respect has come back for her. It has changed. So for FWEAN, like, we are not kind of we are not working directly being an feminine activist and going out to solve that particular cases, but through economic empowerment for women entrepreneurs.
Exactly.
We believe that this kind of inequality, disparity will slowly come to a balance.
Now let's talk about some of the tangible result through FWEAN and the women and entrepreneurship world.
The changes, the changes, it's immeasurable actually. It's not only economical, it's about the status, it's about the respect, and it's in the confidence the women have. The tangible, of course, I told you about, or spoke to you about the income she's getting inside the house, for better education, better health facilities, even the other qualities of her life, right? But besides that, we have cases, and we have seen around that most of the women entrepreneurs who are affiliated with FWEAN also, they are so kind of empowered. Now, the another aspect besides the economic activities they are doing, now it's like some of them, I mean, in most district areas, when you go and see, you look at these ladies, they are so confident and say they are so determined. Now they are getting slowly into politics. They want to be a leader, not only to their household, but they want to be leader for the community. And especially in this local election, we see a lot of women entrepreneurs affiliated to FWEAN through in our district chapters. Right. They were like fighting. They were doing the campaign, and they some of them won, some of them did not. But so this is a tangible change if we have seen so directly. And apart from them, like I told you about the quality of life, they're able to send the children for higher education. Otherwise, it was not, not able to. They could not even think of sending the children for higher education, like high school or even higher secondary school. After that, they had to find jobs or something like that. In many cases, now we see people are sending their children to medical schools for engineering, IT, because they're empowered. So they have money to spend for the children's education. They know that how important it is. So basically, it has empowered economically, and also I told you mentally also. They feel very confident. There's nothing. There's nothing to stop them to go out and do things which they want to do it. Otherwise, in our culture, for anything you want to do it for your personal interest, we had to either take permission from your parents if you are not married, or if you are if you are married, from your spouse, from your in-laws, to do small things. But now they just have to announce, I'm going to do this. I have made this decision for myself. So we see a lot of changes like that.
All right. So as you come up with the words campaign, right? So we do a lot of campaigns, a lot of seminars here in Kathmandu, which are actually the event-based, for the women. How impactful do you think these campaigns and seminars are without any follow-up, without coming up with any resolutions? Because I've seen a lot of organizations only throwing campaigns and seminars and some of trainings, but not following up with the result.
You are so right, Rosie. If you're just campaigning without any proper homework, without planning, of course, it's not going to be successful at all.
Exactly.
It's not going to have anything impact. I feel that campaigns are very, very necessary. If it's done in the right way, it does bring a good impact, a good result, or result oriented, what it should be actually, the campaign. So it has to be well managed, well planned, and evaluated, and right till the end, you need to do the evaluation and monitoring and supervision, how it has impacted the thing. So campaign are very, very important. And it has impacted from our experience in FWEAN. We've done a lot of campaigning for our advocacy for access to finance, even like wearing the local products, and voicing out your issues to the government, to the local government. So they have done, these ladies have done, and it has impacted. It has come out with a good result. But yes, but unfortunately, with not with all the campaigns which is going on. So it has to be well planned and well organized, and it has to be evaluated and implemented well.
Okay, sticking to FWEAN, some of the major campaigns that the FWEAN have run so far.
Actually, FWEAN, as I told you before, we are with economic empowerment for women entrepreneurs. So we do campaign for economic empowerment of the woman, right? But otherwise, we also do it for social causes also. So basically, while we are celebrating or organizing events, especially in the International Women's Day, we have this campaign. We have a theme to work on, and so we work because that's a global campaign.
Actually, I'm sorry to interrupt. Do we work on that theme for the whole year, or that is just limited for that specific day?
We have projects going on for economic empowerment, but what we do is we kind of incorporate those ideas so that it becomes very inclusive. It's not only for a day. For a day, it could be for a day. Now it goes on for weeks and also for months. And for us, it has to go for throughout the year, 365 days, 365 days. And also what we do is we incorporate, because we say like we break the ceiling and, for equality, for inclusive growth. So while we were designing our programs, whether it's for the projects and for any kinds of events, we always have to incorporate those kind of themes in our work so that it's implemented and it's continued actually.
Wonderful. I think for such kind of a project, not only the individual organizations, but also the parallel support of the government is needed. so that we can come up with a better result. So what kind of support does the organizations like FWEAN seek from the government level?
There are many opportunities which the government supports us, and we seek opportunities and they support us. And first of all, it's the policy, I should say, that the first and the foremost, because if it's a women-friendly policy, you know, those kind of things will be workable throughout actually when it's in the system, right? So one is the policy. It could be about you know, the taxation. It's about the facility for registering your businesses, and also incentives for bringing raw material or buying raw materials, even for export. So whatever regulatory, you know, system we have, if it is women friendly, then it becomes easier for women. So those are the policies we focus on, and even the government, they encourage us actually all the time to send recommendations. Now we have, for example, lately we have the government is working on products. It's come from the Prime Minister's program actually, to use local products. How do we use local products? And it's not that it's been just introduced now, because government has been you know, encouraging and bringing programs, but it has not been implemented well. So but now due to the current you know, the financial crunch the country is going through. So now we want to balance, like, you know, the trade deficit thing. So now the government is seriously thinking of implementing programs, you know, and so they had asked FWEAN also to come out with the recommendations. So how do we go about it for using the local products?
So what the FWEAN have thought about it?
Yeah, what we recommended was quite a few, which we've been doing it. It's not something new. What we said, the government, if they encourage, if they want to recommend, you know, the local product, what they have to make it a law. You know, they can't just say you need to wear the local thing. So it has to start from somewhere. So we thought, why not start from the government offices, you know,
exactly.
and the ministries, so they can make one day in a week to wear the, you know, the products, the clothes, the attire made by, you know, made in Nepal, made by women or even men, with the local product, local, you know, design. So we have recommended, so make it a day in a week time, so that people come with some, you know, fully attired, you know, wonderful women, clothes they like, you know. So if they do that, it's compulsion for them to buy Nepali products, right? So that was, and even things which they've been using in the government offices, and slowly if the government kind of implement this kind of gestures, this kind of practices, there are a lot of people who follows them. If they go to the ministry to, you know, talk or have a meeting with the secretary, when they see like, you know, a glass made in Nepal or a teacup made in Nepal, they will definitely feel inspired.
Exactly.
You know, so we've been recommending that, and also we recommended about a place, a retail outlet, so that we can, you know, not only display but also sell local products made by the indigenous and very traditional people, with a traditional concept, traditional craft, you know. So we've been advocating the government to give FWEAN a place where FWEAN will lead. Actually, it's not only FWEAN. We can get, you know, products from all over Nepal and put it in a very displayed area, you know, so that there are a lot of nice quality products also, which is not really come out in the market due to many reasons. So FWEAN would like to play a very important, crucial role to get this kind of, you know, wonderful handmade products, traditional products to come bring it out. It could be used as a souvenirs, you know, to take it out of the country, to give it to the, you know, we go and have a lot of conferences outside also, even the government, private sectors, everybody actually. So it should be well presented and well sold to the consumers actually. So we've been recommending those kind of things. So it has to, they can't just make it up, say like, you know, we have to use it, but it has to be implemented by, you know, practicing yourself.
Wonderful. I hope if this recommendation works, a wonderful changes will be seen. and I wish you all the best and the FWEAN to reach to that level. Someday we'll be able to see the government officials wearing, all the local products, using all the local products. That's how we brand ourselves, right? We have a rapid fire round segment to know you better as an individual, right? This is a fun element we have added to our program.
Okay.
So the rapid fire round, let's begin. Neeru Rayamajhi Khatri in one word.
Visionary.
Okay. The best female business leader.
I would go for Ambika Shrestha.
Best female politician.
I'm not too familiar with their names. I know a person, but I'm just not, I can't remember her name.
Anyone. It could be anyone. You think?
She became a minister one time. Anyways, I will tell you later.
All right. Best female young entrepreneur.
See how rare the political it is.
Exactly.
We have to really kind of, the names,
So
it should not have happened.
Yeah, not only in the business, even in the politics,
Yeah.
we're struggling to get that space.
Yeah.
So the gist, the takeaways of this interview is it does not matter how much we chant in the public, like we are giving the opportunities, we are giving the spaces to the women, but see, we're still struggling
I know.
to get the name, to get that one name. That means we still do not have that enough space.
I know.
Right? So yes, wait. The best female young entrepreneur.
There are quite a few actually.
Okay.
And I would go for technology, because that is thing.
A tech is leading.
A tech lady. A lady called Seva, who is Seva. Her name is Seva, and she's from Vianet.
Wonderful. Okay, with that we have come to the end of today's conversations, Ms. Neeruji. And before going, I'd like to request you to give some few successful business mantra to our upcoming women business leaders.
Sure. Thank you so much, Rosie. Before I end here, I just wanted to say something about our organization, which I did not have the opportunity to, spell it out. FWEAN is organizing a very mega event. It's called International Women Trade Expo, which is happening very soon. It's from August 18 till 22nd. It's a platform to showcase your products, promote and publicize, and also it's a business to business opportunity for women. And there's a symposium, there's panel discussions going on, there's interaction and workshops. So it's a very powerful program for women entrepreneurs. So from your media, from your side, I would also like to encourage, everybody actually to come and visit us. It's happening in Heritage Garden in Sanepa. Well, about the mantras, I would go for 3 Ds, which I practice, that I call it my mantra, my personal thing. First one is the determination. You have to be determined to do and to make up your mind to do this, that I think has to come in all level. The next one is dedication, to keep it going, to make it happen, because it's not going to happen without hard work.
Yes.
So dedication is very, very important. And the final one is, I would say, is diversification. Diversification, it could be flexible, it could diverse, it could, inclusion also, until unless, because if you stick into one kind of a setting or system, especially in business, and we are not innovative, things will not move forward.
Exactly.
So you have to be diverse, innovative and things like that. So these are the 3 Ds.
Wonderful, Neeruji. Thank you for your time and this wonderful conversation.
Thank you so much for giving this wonderful platform for me to share and say a few things. So I hope the audiences and people, the viewers, will love FWEAN more.
With that spirit we go, and with this I've come to the end of today's episode, and we'll come up with other vibrant personalities in our upcoming episode. Till then, stay tuned to Nepal Live Today.